Hello, Fredak here. Fred ACC, all one word. Alrighty, it's about 1 p.m. East Coast time. It is Monday, August the 18th. And first up, I'd like to thank you all for being here. Looks like there's going to be multiple postings today. Post something about the real estate collapse that's coming. Trying to explain some of that. Alrighty, Fredak has a small sheet of a couple of notes. Not a lot, just a couple. First up, the scammers. Be careful of the scammers. They're out there in droves. Every way you turn, scammers are trying to get you. And you don't want them to glob up your XRP. And all I see is all these different companies sprouting up. Day trading for crypto and this and that. All of that tells me something in the big picture. It tells me that the crypto world is here. And big businesses are spending big money to get involved with it all. That tells me something. Okay, so today it is XRP. What do you need? Alrighty, make sure you subscribe. Don't miss out on Fredak postings. Don't miss out on the real estate posting, the collapse, because that might be where we start to diversify after we start to take some profits off the table when XRP starts to run like mad. Alrighty, so XRP is at about $2.99. I personally think you got a discount going on. But what do I know? Garbage in, garbage out. It's not financial advice, just the things that I'm thinking about in my head. And first up, I definitely want to thank you all for being here today. Monday, August the 18th, 1 p.m. I always put these things out there. And you can go back and watch the last 3, 4, 5 months of postings. I put the price on there. You watch the different waves. But each wave seems to check back in. It gets a little higher and a little higher. Well, from my generational wealth posting back in October, 52 cents, and plenty of time to get in on it. I hope that many of you did. Hopefully a lot of you are in earlier than that. Still, it's probably a good purchase in this price range here. If it does a 10x from here, you're looking at $30. Nothing too shabby about that. Okay, so what do I need to know? Hello! I'm glad you asked. These are some of the questions that are swirling around in my head. I'm going to try to keep this short and sweet. I'm not on here to tell you what you want to hear. No. I tell you what's swirling around in Fredak's head, both good and bad. That's what you get with Fredak. Okay, these are some of the different things that I wish I had some answers to. And if somebody could ask Crypto Johnny, Crackhead Crypto, Grandma Crypto, whatever it is, Schmokem, Gronk, whoever these different names are, they all know everything. Fredak, I don't know anything. I just know to grab some XRP and make some monies. Okay, so how much short interest is there now? That's one of the questions I really wish I knew the answer to. How much short interest is there? Not regulated, so we really don't know any of the answers to these things. I saw something about Galaxy, that there was a $116 million loan that XRP had taken. Could that possibly be behind why XRP might possibly be releasing some of their escrow? Are they getting $3 each, $3.10, $3.15 for each of these? 35 million of this, 108 million of this. If these numbers are for real, hello, there's huge accumulation going on by somebody out there, some big entities. This is not 9-to-5ers, Fredaks of the world. No, this is big money people. Big money institutions. From the institutions, you get the spread out. I've posted this recently for those of you who subscribe and you're following along. If I work for whatever institution, fill in the blank, and I know they're investing, I don't know, $9 billion into XRP or anything else, as soon as I leave work that day or at lunchtime, I'm getting out and buying some of it. Then I'm going to tell all my friends and relatives, you got to get in on this. Our people are putting $9 billion into this. Is that hard to figure out? Heck no. Hello. Alrighty, next one. How much does Ripple hold in escrow? I'm glad you asked. I wish I had an answer to that. If somebody can get any answers to any of these, this would help me come up with a very strong conclusion about where XRP is going. This thing has not moved from 52 cents up to $2, up to $3.60. Sure, there's always going to be waves and backoffs, but you don't know where they're going to go, where they're going to end. My gut feeling is that the next surge up might just keep surging. It may not have a backoff to it. Okay. Where is the volume coming from? Actually, is the volume for real? I can't be 100% sure. I don't know. It's not regulated. But I'm seeing these large spikes in volume. I posted this like 6 weeks ago, back when it was in the low $2. Volume, volume, volume. You want to check them out? Go take a look at it. Fredak tried to point out to you guys, this thing is on the verge of a surge. I came on here and I was like pounding the table, telling people about it. What? Hey, you could be right, you could be wrong. There's no guarantee to anything. Not really. Alrighty, so where is this volume coming from? Is it coming from Ripple unloading some of that escrow? I don't know, that Galaxy loan agreement said that they have to pay it without a penalty by August. Well, this is August. But then again, $116 million, if that's what they needed to raise to pay whatever settlement they had having with the SEC, fine. They don't have to sell that many of them unless they're not at $3. Maybe they're at $1.20. If you're buying bulk, you expect to get a deal. That's what I would expect. But we need transparency. Hello! We need some transparency from Ripple. Let the Ripple people tell us what's going on, please. Okay. Are these volume spikes legitimate? Are they legit? I don't know. These are the things we need to know. What we all need to know. Alrighty. Well, like I've stated many, many times, I don't come on here to tell you what you want to hear. But if you look at yesterday's postings or a day or two ago, any kind of a little tidbit from the U.S. government about XRP, and it's going to run. Run, 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 run. Now, if you really think about the nature of human beings, if they know what's going on, they're not going to come out here and tell everybody that. Heck, no. They're going to keep it under wraps for as long as possible. I've stated this many times from a lifetime of chasing money around the block in the Wall Street world. When a certain country's currency comes under pressure, and you'll see there'll be big news about the Italian lira, or the Brazilian real is under pressure and it's dropping, blah, blah. When you get somebody come from the Treasury Department of that nation and stand on top of the soapbox and have all the cameras clicking in front of them and say, we will defend the blankety blank, whatever the name of their currency is, to the hilt, we are not going to let this keep dropping, you probably have about 48 hours before the bottom falls out on it. What are they doing? They're buying time for the big money people to get out of theirs. I know it sounds like cynicism, but that's Fredak. Once again, with XRP, it's going to come down to functionality. Is there a use case scenario for XRP? I've been doubting it for a long time towards Bitcoin, and I think the shift is just beginning to start. But I also don't think that something's got to become the new global currency, or maybe not. Maybe it's just going to stay the way that it is. I don't think so, but that's just what I think. So, if you're going to get this readjustment, then XRP is going to find itself $12, $13, $14, $15 and on its way going higher. And it's all going to come down to functionality. Is there a use case scenario for it? Well, let's see. Right now, 2.5 days for money to send to 2 seconds. And the cost and the fees of it all would be shortened enormously. Hello, you don't have to be the brightest light bulb to know. Speaking of the light bulb, supposedly, I don't know if this is even factual or not, but when Edison, the guy who invented the light bulb, when he passed away, out of respect for Edison, they were going to dim all the light bulbs in all the cities, but they couldn't do it. It was just too huge of an undertaking to do. But of course, you got to check these things out. You got to fact check everything. Fredak, whoever it is. I've always said that. You can't just rely on Fredak make financial decisions just based on Fred Ack. You have to do your homework. Do your homework. You're a functioning adult. You have the brain cells in your head. You got to keep these things a little bit shorter. That's what people have been telling me. They try. Alrighty, may all your days be winning ones. Check out the posting on real estate collapse. May all your days be winning ones.